Five-star offensive tackle Michael Fasusi has given his commitment to the Oklahoma Sooners. This is a massive win. Brent Venables going into the state of Texas and getting a win over Texas A&M, again, for the commitment of a five-star offensive tackle. So what does this mean for Oklahoma? We'll take a look at Michael Fasusi specifically and what he brings to the table, but at a macro level, there is more to this commitment, I believe, than what meets the eye. So we'll talk about it right now, but make sure you are subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. Y'all, it's college football every single day. If you're an Oklahoma fan, make sure you're dialed in. You just got a massive commitment. I think there is a lot more ahead of this Oklahoma football program with Brent Venables running the show. So make sure, again, you are subscribed right here so you don't miss a minute of the coverage we have for you, whether it be recruiting, whether it be game analysis, whatever. This is your home for all things college football. Glad to have y'all here. This is the fourth offensive lineman now in this 2025 cycle for Brent Venables to add. What are they getting? Michael Fasusi is about 6'4.5", 6'5", right around 300 pounds. This dude is an absolute man-child. And when you watch his tape, one of the things that I love about him is this dude takes pride in finishing through his blocks. Like, he's not just content with getting a body on a body and springing his guy for a gain. He's, I'm sure, happy to do that. This dude seems like he genuinely enjoys putting people not just in the turf, but through the turf. I love that. Little mean streak, little finish gene from my offensive lineman, that fires me up, and that's how you win at the highest level at college football, in my humble opinion. Now, at a more macro level, Brent Venables now, as I mentioned, this is his fourth offensive lineman he's adding to this 2025 class. He is pairing one Michael Fasusi with Ryan Foje, who is also a very high-profile offensive lineman in his own right. The reason why this is important is the price of admission in the SEC is obvious. Like, you could talk about quarterback play and how important that's going to be going forward in the SEC and the expansion of the college football playoff. We've talked about that a lot on this show, but at the end of the day, man, big people move small people, right? Like in the SEC, go ahead and look at the numbers. The last three SEC champs combined for an average of 175 yards on the ground per game. Translation, you want to win the conference? Oklahoma fans, they want to win the conference. You got to run the football. Adding a guy like Michael Fasusi of the five-star caliber very, very obviously help add into that effort. I think this is also winning this commitment of a Michael Fasusi out of the state of Texas adds more momentum is maybe the wrong word, but I think it continues to validate that Brent Venables is going to be just fine on the recruiting trail. Like we talked about it on our show that we do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on this very platform, the Colin Cowherd take around what Brent Venables in Oklahoma could be challenged by geographically. Like, Oklahoma's success, I believe, long-term in the SEC, and their success previously, in a large part, has been due to their success recruiting in the Lone Star State. Look at who else was in the hunt for Michael Fasusi. It was Texas A&M. Not just in your conference, but in that exact state that you're trying to have a strong presence in, a state that you have a strong presence in, quite frankly. And to be able to get that win, I think continues to speak volumes to Brent Venables, the recruiter, and what they're going to offer and what they're going to be able to do at Oklahoma when it comes to acquiring top talent. Now, this is also important to note. This is something you say with a lot of recruits is, okay, well, this is going to attract more guys, and this is, especially at the quarterback position, you hear people talk about that. Oh, this is going to help attract more receivers and attract more this, that, and the other. That's all true. And I think, in theory, there's no way to dispute that claim around the quarterback position. I would say it's honestly as important and maybe as impactful when you start stalking the trenches like Oklahoma is in this 2025 cycle. That means something to running backs. That means something to future quarterbacks. And Oklahoma already has a quarterback committed in Kevin Sperry in this class. But the point I'm trying to make here is just going forward, having the security, if you're a skill player, that your offensive line will be up to, if not above par in the SEC for years to come with how Brent Venables is recruiting the offensive line. That matters. That absolutely matters. And again, going back to what we said about the last three SEC champions, that is the price of admission to winning the whole conference and having success in the postseason in college football. So Michael Fasusi out of Lewisville, Texas, committed to the Sooners. Massive, massive win in itself for Brent Venables. And I think, again, at a macro level, adding your fourth offensive lineman in this cycle, Brent Venables is prioritizing the trenches. Oklahoma will be a force in the trenches for years to come. I believe they'll be a force in the trenches as long as Brent Venables is the head coach out there in Norman. So, again, Michael Fasusi is headed to the Sooners. He's committed to the Sooners, headed to Norman, and this is a big win on a number of fronts. Make sure you're subscribed to the On3 YouTube channel. College football every single day, recruiting, game analysis, reactions. We appreciate y'all being dialed in. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.